From the Samsung Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSPTV and the Standard Speaker.
A mistake made by Luzerne County means residents of Carbon and Schuylkill counties who live in the Hazleton School District must return to the polls next week. Getting ready for the election do-over, our top story on News 13 for this Monday. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kathy Bazinski. Carbon and Schuylkill counties are gearing up to vote again. Next Tuesday, a handful of towns in both counties will vote for Hazleton Area School Board candidates for the November election. And as Matthew Petrillo tells us, it's all the result of a court order.
Well, this will be an interesting thing, this election, right?
Commissioners in Schuylkill and Carbon counties are hoping voters save the date. Those who voted in the May primaries for the Hazleton Area School Board are being asked to cast their ballots again next Tuesday, July 23rd.
We just weren't notified to take someone off the ballot, so it's necessary to have a re-election by court order.
Franny Brennan is the executive director of the Schuylkill County Election Bureau. She says people who have the opportunity to vote again should take advantage of it.
If they want their candidate to get in office, of course they should go out and vote.
Voters in Luzerne, Carbon, and Schuylkill counties casted their ballots in the primaries last May for, among other elected offices, the Hazleton Area School Board. Candidate Steve Hahn withdrew from the race, and officials at the Luzerne Election Bureau didn't know the Hazleton School District extended into Carbon and Schuylkill counties. So Hahn's name remained on the ballot there, receiving some 500 votes that could have gone to other candidates.
The date who was not supposed to be on the ballot, and that's why the court ordered that we have a re-election.
But Carbon County Commissioner Bill O'Gurk says the election redo could change the results. He expects a lower turnout than the primaries because people could be away on vacation or just not feel the need to vote again.
And if they voted in May and they're not around next Tuesday, and they'll say, oh, the heck with it. Now what happens?
He calls the mistake from the Luzerne County Election Bureau disappointing.
That is so wrong. I think someone in that spot has to know.
Now the commissioner's office sent everyone who voted in Schuylkill and Carbon counties a notice in the mail that they should vote again. But the votes in Luzerne County will be counted and certified because Steve Hahn's name was taken off the ballot there. In Carbon County, the polls will be open to voters in Banks Township and Beaver Meadows. And in Schuylkill County, Klein, North Union, and East Union townships will vote, as well as McAdoo Borough. The polls will be open from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. Matthew Petrillo, News 13.
Well, dozens of students missed too much school this year, and now they're being charged. Hazleton Area School District students and their parents were recently charged on violations of the Pennsylvania compulsory attendance law. While some students' cases were dismissed, some of the kids who were found guilty of missing too much school were fined thousands of dollars. They had their driver's licenses taken away or received community service hours. The school district's administration keeps track of student attendance all year with the help of home and school visitors.
Have homeschool visitors that do at time visit homes and make phone calls, and of course our local magistrates involved. And if your child's not going to school, you are going to end up paying a fine. That's Pennsylvania law. Our local magistrate has even gone to the point where he suspended license, has suspended students from getting their license if they don't already have their driver's license. So it could be monetary. It could be something that would hit home, such as losing your license, or it can be both, depending on the severity of it. So, we need to continue to keep the doors open, especially if communication between school and parents, and they need to realize it's time for their children to be in school.
Now, Magisterial District Judges James Dixon, Joseph Zola, Daniel O'Donnell, Stephen Bayer, and Gerald Feisner conducted those hearings. Hazleton School Board will soon decide whether new metal detectors should be manned by armed law enforcement. Christine Papa spoke with parents and board members who have differing opinions on whether officers with guns should be in elementary schools.
The little ones will have to walk through metal detectors come September, but elementary middle school age students in Hazleton Area School District may also see a new face guarding that door when they head back to school in the fall.
And the board is contemplating staffing those metal detectors with armed SROs.
Superintendent Dr. Francis Antonelli is referring to an SRO. SROs are sworn law enforcement officers that help protect a school's campus.
There would be one in each elementary middle school, again, primarily to staff the metal detectors and also deal with any other issues that may be relevant to ensuring a safe environment.
An unexpected $1.1 million coming from the state for a new category of funding called Third Class County School District Supplement will give the school more money to help combat crime and gangs in the school district. Dr. Antonelli will be discussing the possibility of having armed SROs at each elementary middle school in the district come this fall at Thursday's school board meeting.
Adding SROs and metal detectors to the elementary middle school will only protect the children more, and that's why parents say they're on board with this new idea.
Times have changed. They're not like they used to be. So I think nowadays you just need to be a little bit more safer.
Not everyone agrees. School board member Dr. Robert Childs feels having armed guards in an elementary school is crossing the line.
To sink $500,000 into that, which would be equivalent to hiring about 12 teachers, at a time when we're not performing all that well.
The school is doing a cost analysis to find out how much exactly the guards will cost the district.
I don't know if you can really put a price on student and staff safety, but again, we will have the itemized breakdown of those costs for Thursday's meeting.
Christina Papa, News 13, Hazel Township.
A violent crash on Route 309 Sunday afternoon sent 2 people to the hospital and 1 driver could face charges. It happened in the area of the Stagecoach Inn in Butler Township. Police say 27-year-old Stephen Ferretti of Pittston was driving north on the highway when his car drove into the southbound lane, hitting the SUV driven by Tammy Hiller of Mountaintop nearly head on. Ferretti was extricated from the car and rushed to Geisinger, Wyoming Valley. Hiller was treated at Hazleton General Hospital. The highway was closed for about 3 hours as police investigated it, and fluids spilled in that crash were cleaned up. Police say charges could be filed against Ferretti in the accident. Well, it's a labor of love that has brought one community together. A few years ago, their local church was closed, but as Stephanie Gorney tells us, bringing it back to life has become the mission for some folks who live in one part of Schuylkill County.
To most, this may just look like any other church, but St. Kieran's is so much more to the community of Heckshersville. It brings the town together.
St. Kieran's is Heckshersville. Heckshersville is St. Kieran's. They go together, and this, as Catherine said, it's the hub. It's the hub of the community. And we do not want it to turn into a memory, because we feel over time a memory is just going to disappear and fade away like a lot of things.
St. Kieran's held its last Mass in 2008, and shortly after, a group of 12 people formed the Friends of St. Kieran's to help raise money to purchase the church from the diocese. The Friends were able to obtain the money to purchase this center stone. However, it is in danger of becoming a memory if funds can't be raised to bring it up to current code.
We're a small group. There are only about 12 of us, and people aren't flocking to our cause. And the emotion that keeps us going is at one time, this was a big parish. It encompassed this whole valley. That's the history, the true history here, not the big events that shaped the world, but what shaped our lives.
This church was built over 150 years ago and holds a lot of history, including being built by coal miners and being dedicated by a bishop who went on to become a saint.
August 1858 was the first time that Sunday Mass was said continuously. It was the beginning of continuous Masses in St. Kieran's. The church was dedicated by St. John Newman, and he visited the church 3 times.
The Friends are hoping that the community will come together and help them restore a building that has helped shape so many lives over the time that it was open.
Bottom line, what we need is volunteers, donations of any kind, money, labor, so forth.
If you are interested in making a donation, volunteering, or have any information on the history of St. Kieran's, visit the website at the bottom of your screen. Stephanie Gorney, News 13, Heckshersville.
And still ahead on News 13, are you feeling hot, hot, hot? Well, you will after you hear our forecast. We'll tell you all about it in News 13 weather. But first, summer weather means delicious homegrown produce. We'll hit the marketplace for some succulent goodies when News 13 continues. It's the height of the summer, and that means plenty of locally grown fruits and veggies are finally ready to eat. Stephanie Gorney dropped by a downtown Hazleton tradition this weekend to see what was ripe for the picking.
Fresh fruits, vegetables, and so much more are now available right here in downtown Hazleton each Saturday until the fall. The Hazleton's Farmers Market officially opened on Saturday, and despite the wet weather, the community came out to purchase the local produce.
So we're really thrilled to have the market start for the season. We will continue the market until the end of August. First day today, we're very happy with the turnout, although the weather hasn't been as great, but we still had a real nice turnout.
Local farmer Leonard Berger helped get this farmers market together a few years ago and hopes that with time it will grow into something bigger as years go on.
Increasing, it's a little slow right now with vendors, but I'm hoping we can pick up some more and we can pick up some more trade. Got to just keep trying.
Although the market may still be small, people think that this is a great way to bring the community together and support the local farmers.
It's a good thing because they could get local produce, fresh produce, and they're all helping the people in the area actually by doing it.
I think it's a wonderful opportunity, and I think it's especially important that it be available in downtown Hazleton to serve the local population and to bring good, healthy, fresh vegetables to people who might not always have access to them.
The farmers market will be open every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. until August 31st in the Markle Building parking lot. Stephanie Gorney, News 13, Hazleton.
Lots of yummy stuff there. Hey, time now for our regional weather from the National Weather Service. And checking the radar, not much. Absolutely not much at all out there. And that's the way it's going to be. And that means it's going to be clear skies and hot temperatures. Creative Condition is by William Delgado, a student at West Hazleton Elementary Middle School, who says he likes summer because it's sunny and hot, which means he's really going to love the weather this week. Now let's take a look at News 13 weather from the National Weather Service for Greater Hazleton for tonight. Mostly clear with a low around 67 degrees. Tuesday, sunny with a high up to 89. Clear at night with low just heading down to 66. And heading to Schuylkill County for tonight, mostly clear with a low around 66. And for Tuesday, sunny with a high near 92. Clear at night with a low down to 66 degrees. Well, despite the weather this past weekend, many folks came out to what's becoming a huge event in our area to celebrate our diversity. The 4th annual Latin Festival was held Saturday at Community Park in Hazel Township. There's plenty of delicious food to sample, as well as pony rides and face paintings for the little ones. Although this was a Latin festival, people of all cultures came together to share and integrate different ways of life. Folks say it's a great way to learn something new and to help each other out.
Amazing event. So come enjoy it because this is very good for the community. So we get together, we learn what the business are around us. So it's amazing. I love it.
I think it's amazing. You know, we can talk with many people and when helping is together is better.
Another great part of the festival, dancing and salsa music and enjoying plenty of Latin food and culture. And let's check the winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you play. The daily, 643. The big four, 3615. Quinto, 07183. And the treasure hunt, 4562028. Hope you won.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. One quick announcement for this evening. As part of the Valley Day night festivities, the 3rd annual Valley Day Grade 8 and 5K races will be held Saturday, August 3rd at 8:30 a.m. For more information about the race or Valley Day festivities, please call 570-233-4023. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Thomas N. Beeline of Beaver Meadows. Funeral is Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. from the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Friends may call Monday from 6 to 9 p.m. Donald Bruce Comley of Drums. Services will be held at a later time. Eugene J. Hemerick of Ringtown. Mass is Tuesday at 10 a.m. in the St. Casimir's Church. Friends may call Tuesday from 9 to 10 a.m. Ruth Polonis of Drums. Funeral is Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. from the Orovitz Home for Funerals. Friends may call from 9 to 10:30. Iona M. Koval of Harrisburg. Services will be held in Harrisburg. Elizabeth D. Kletchko of Freeland. Funeral is Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. from the McHugh Wilczek Funeral Home. Friends may call Tuesday from 8:30 to 9:30. Anthony James Oberto, formerly of Hazleton. Funeral is Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. from the Furo Funeral Home. Friends may call Monday from 5 to 8 p.m. Mary S. Kubitz, formerly of West Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Turnbach Funeral Home. Alan R. Thompson III of Cunningham. Arrangements will be announced by the Harmon Funeral Home. Ruth A. Gallo of Hazel Township. Services will be held under the direction of the Damiano Funeral Home. Lucille Fairchild of Hazleton. Mass is Wednesday at 2 p.m. at the Most Precious Blood Church. Arrangements are under the direction of the Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home. James F. Mancini of Pittston. Funeral will be held Wednesday at 10 a.m. in the Graziano Funeral Home. Friends may call Tuesday from 5 to 7 p.m. Lynn Campbell of Hazleton. Funeral is Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. from the Rosenstock Funeral Home. Friends may call from 6 to 8:30. Robert H. Cunningham of West Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Harmon Funeral Home. Kevin A. Keel of Mountaintop. Funeral is Wednesday at 9:45 a.m. from the McHugh Funeral Home. Friends may call Tuesday from 2 to 4 and 5 to 8 p.m. And Frederick Dre Hydro of Jim Thorpe. Services will be held Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. from the Melbourne Funeral Home. Friends may call from 9:30 to 10:30. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. And by Doves of White, serving Schuylkill and surrounding counties, call 570-205-1597.
SSPTV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr. and Ron Marchetti.
Well, it would be an understatement to say the place to be if you're interested in youth baseball these days is down in the Cunningham Valley. Valley West, as we know it around here. It has been their summer, their month, and I'm telling you, from every bracket, it seems we're talking Valley West. So kudos to the guys down at the Valley West Little League. Let's start and tell you about, first of all, the 10 and 11 championship, because that goes to Valley West. They were 11-4 winners over Tamaqua Blue. So that gives them the 10 and 11 District 18 championship for the 2013 year. It also sets them up that they are going to play at Council Rock down in Northampton. They're going to play Council Rock at Northampton. And they're going to play against Stroudsburg down there. That's going to be Thursday at 6 o'clock. Meanwhile, we bump it up one notch to the 11 and 12-year-old division. Well, here Valley West got thumped after taking it on the chin. You could see not only they give up a lot of runs, but they played sloppy baseball, and it all kind of just spiraled out of control. Warwick Township beats them. Now, they go into the elimination bracket, and they'll play Penridge today. So we'll see if Valley West can bounce back, but I'll tell you what, don't count anybody on this Valley West team out. You never know. We'll wait and see, but they're doing something right this summer down at Whispering Willows. Why just this summer? It's always been a very solid Little League program. Well, it might not be the Little League program, but what you're taking a look at right here is another Valley team, the Valley Warriors. This youth softball team, you're talking about the youngins. They're under 10 years old. You're talking third and fourth graders. And they had themselves a great year, 7 and under, 10 and under, 13 and under. So they had a little party for the Valley Regional Warriors. They're a traveling team. One of them, the under 10 team, actually won one of the state tournaments. So you can see they're having a good time, and everybody really happy that they got the girls together.
It felt good because we beat half of the teams that we played in other tournaments that we lost to. We practice a lot before championships and stuff, before tournaments.
Now, should I continue with the Valley theme and talk about a guy that used to play at Whispering Willows Park, Russ Kanzler? Well, by now you know he got traded to the Pittsburgh Pirates, and in his first game for their AAA affiliate, the Indianapolis Indians, well, Kanzler knocked in the only run of the game. It was 1 for 4. Indianapolis lost to Columbus, but good news for Kanzler getting there. The key, they played him at third base. There's no DH in the National League. Now, there is an International League in the minors, but the Pirates obviously maybe looking at some other options, and that might be a good thing for Russ Kanzler. The Rail Riders got upended by Buffalo, and Syracuse nipped Lehigh Valley. Everybody taking the break, not only the Major League All-Star break, but the International Minor League one. They'll be playing the International League All-Star game on Wednesday. So a little bit of a break time always around for all of the players. And now let's check in what happened over the weekend at Mountain Speedway. The late model 30-lap race, well, Mitch Hawk was first across the line. Chris Berg won the street stock 25 lap. And Matt Mattern, the factory stock 20 laps, he took the checkered flag there. Second week in a row for Tony Hilliard in the 4 cylinders, and Mike Wren first across the line in the super modifieds. A lot of excitement every weekend down at Mountain Speedway in St. John's. And boy, I'll tell you what, that's still a popular thing. Gotta love it. Tonight's sports is brought to you by Mountain Speedway. Here's a look at this weekend's action. It's going to be busy. The pits, well, 2 o'clock going to open up, and the grandstand at 5. Practices are going to start at 4, and the racing will begin at 6. So plenty of action this Saturday, and it's well worth it. Hey, grandstand admission only $10. Kids 10 and under are free, and if you're an active military or a student, even senior discount, $2 off the price of admission. There's the website and the phone numbers. You could call them and get all the information on the excitement of racing down at Mountain Speedway.
Would you believe we are at the exact halfway point in July? This summer is just moving too fast for me, just like the Red Sox, Rays, and Orioles are moving too fast for the Yankees. Hi, everybody. This is Trivia Treats, and it was on this very day, 40 years ago, in the middle of July, 1973, July 15th, pitching for the California Angels, Nolan Ryan recorded a no-hitter while striking out 17 batters during a 6-0 win over the Tigers at Tiger Stadium in Detroit. Ryan had 16 Ks through the first 7 innings, but only struck out 1 more in the 8th. In the 9th, Norm Cash went to the plate carrying a table leg from the clubhouse. But after he took 1 pitch while holding a piece of his furniture, home plate umpire noticed it and quickly called timeout and screamed, "Mother of God, please get a regulation bat." He did and made the game's final out. That happened 40 years ago today. This happened 60 years ago on this day in 1953. In his second major league start, 24-year-old Al Worthington of the New York Giants pitched a shutout, beating the Dodgers 6-0 with a neat 4-hitter at Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. In his big league debut 5 days earlier, Worthington also spun a shutout with a 3-hitter, actually a 2-hitter, to down the Phillies 6-0 at the Polo Grounds in New York. Wow, 2 shutouts in his first 2 games. But despite that tremendous start, he would pitch just 1 more shutout in his entire major league career that lasted for the next 14 years. But in all fairness to Worthington, actually, he was a closer for the last 7 years of his career. Back to 1973 and staying with pitchers. 40 years ago tomorrow, Chicago White Sox pitcher Wilbur Wood started both games of a doubleheader against the Yankees in New York and was the losing pitcher in both games. Finally, 10 years ago yesterday, a race was held among 4 individuals in costumes: a hot dog, a bratwurst, a Polish sausage, and an Italian sausage. A race between these 4 took place at every home game at Miller Field in Milwaukee. But on this particular day, Pirates first baseman Randall Simon, for some reason, leaned out of the dugout and playfully smacked one of the mascots over the head with his bat between innings during one of their races. Inside the hot dog was an 18-year-old who fell to the ground while knocking over a 16-year-old in the Polish sausage outfit. Both suffered scraped knees. After the Brewers beat the Pirates 2-1 in 12 innings, Simon was arrested and booked with misdemeanor battery. The charge was later reduced to disorderly conduct. MOG. Till Friday. Stay loose.
And here's what our media partner, the Standard Speaker, is working on for tomorrow's edition. As temperatures soar this week across Hazleton, the Standard Speaker will tell you how to stay cool. You can read all about it in the Tuesday edition of the Standard Speaker. And plenty more news and information headed your way on News 13. Getting ready in 2 area counties to redo a botched primary election. That story and much more news when the 13 crew comes right back.